Welcome everybody to the first day of the CIMB Foundation WSF World Junior Squash Women's Team Championships 2019, presented by AirAsia. We're back here at Bukit Jalil Nicole David Arena. We have two matches for you to enjoy today. Starting off with a Pool C match, we have Hong Kong taking on New Zealand. The first players are already knocking up, and then later on, starting at 6 p.m. local time, we have England against South Africa. We've had a fantastic individual event, and it's now time for the boys to head home, and it is the girls' time to participate in this team event. In this first Pool C match, we start with Kirsty Po-Yu Wong taking on New Zealand's Natalie Says, followed by Chan Sin Yuk taking on Anika Jackson, and finishing with Lee Sum Yuet against Winona Jo Joyce. So that order of play is 2, 1, 3 strong matches. So the girls just swapping sides, and as ever by my side the last few days, I'd like to introduce one more time Paul Hornsby.
Thank you very much, Jenny.
My intro to you wasn't as kind actually as you have been to me.
You need to work on that.
I'll try and think of some complimentary adjectives for later on.
Yeah, there's a different feel about the event today. Teams event, very different situation. In a good way, I suppose. It's nice to see these girls coming out and performing as a team rather than individuals.
Nice for a lot of these players to get the opportunity to play in this Nicole David Arena on the show court, on the glass court. Most of the players have been playing all their matches on the back courts. So the individuals, obviously the top seeded and more successful players, play on the glass, but in the team events everyone pretty much gets a go.
Share it around, especially in the group stages, pool play. Well, this is a bit of a tough ask for New Zealand. They're up against it in terms of seeding. They have had a little bit of a disaster really with their team. The number one, Caitlin Watts, had to travel back to New Zealand having been sick throughout the individual events. Heartbreaking for Caitlin, and obviously losing your number one has a massive effect on the rest of the team. So unfortunately the seeding of New Zealand has dropped to 11.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose your number one player. So she must have been pretty ill to actually have to go all the way home and not recover in time for the teams.
Yeah, I mean, she never even took to the court in the individuals. Very sad.
And we're lucky to have you, Paul, because you offer, or will hopefully offer us, plenty of insight into the New Zealand side of things, being based there for how many years?
I've been there for 8 years now, Jenny.
Wow.
That's home for me.
Lots of involvement with the New Zealand team?
Yeah, not so much nowadays. In the past, obviously, when I initially moved out there, I moved to be the high performance coach for Squash New Zealand, which was a lovely job. Enjoyed that for 4 years, but not so much involved now. But yes, I do know these girls. Natalie is a player I've done a little bit of work with.
Well, they look nice and relaxed, don't they? The Kiwi team especially. Nice comfy seats. It's definitely a different feel playing in a team event, something that I massively enjoyed, having spent so many times in squash. Obviously it's ultimately an individual sport, so when you actually come together with your teammates, it's always good fun.
Yeah, and I think some players really it brings the best out in some players, doesn't it, playing for a team.
CIMB Foundation WSF World Junior Squash Championships 2019. Women's pool match between Natalie Says, New Zealand to serve, Kirsty Po Wong, Hong Kong to receive. Best of 5 games. Love all.
So here we go, first ball hit of the World Team event.
Down. And out. 1 love.
So what can you tell us about Natalie Says, Paul? What sort of player is she?
She is a very talented player, actually. She loves to sort of move the ball around the court. A lot of kills and hard low hitting. She's quite a physical player.
And New Zealand players in general have been over the years quite renowned for their hard hitting, physicality. Is it still the case with a lot of the players you see back there now, the juniors?
1, 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of, there's quite a variety of different styles of play. I mean, obviously, you look at somebody like Joelle, she's renowned for her physicality.
2 all.
But yeah, there's a good mix of shot makers, physical
Stroke
players.
to Hong Kong.
To Hong Kong. And out. 3, 2.
So these girls will be probably finding their feet a little bit on the glass court. Probably don't have that much experience, but will have had a practice on it before
And out.
the start
3
of the match.
all. And out. 4, 3.
It's a nice finish.
5, 3.
A little bit loose from the Kiwi, but very tidily put away from Kirsty Po Yi Wong.
Down.
Yeah, just a little bit upright on that ball.
6,
Natalie
3.
Says. Just overran it slightly. That's better though.
And out.
Lovely
4,
straight volley
6.
there on the return of serve from the New Zealander. Keeps herself in touch in this first game.
Out. And out. 7, 4.
Just feel when Natalie Says is moved into that front forehand corner, perhaps she's trying to do a little bit too much. Maybe needs to simplify that a little bit.
Some nice lines, the Hong Kong player. It's a good shot though.
And out. 5, 7.
Both of them hit the ball well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's that low hard hitting that I was talking about with Natalie Says. She's not seen that one though.
And out. 8, 5.
It's so different coming onto the glass after all these girls have been here for a week already, not just playing on the side courts, but practicing. And then you
9,
come onto
5.
the glass as the bright lights. Very different environment.
It isn't it? I mean, everything's different. It's the colours, the sounds, as you say, the lights, the reflections. Can take quite a bit of getting used to. Well, that's a great finish.
10, 5. Game ball.
Fantastic finish. Take her to 10-5 game ball.
Well, that's a lovely boast.
And out. 6, 10. Game ball.
Played that to perfection.
He certainly did. Saved two game balls now.
No lad. 7, 10. Game ball. Down.
Well, it's
11, 7.
an unfortunate end for the Kiwi.
Hong Kong China leads 1 game to love.
So 11-7, good start for the Hong Kong team. They are the favourites, so 1-love. So good start in 6 minutes. Kirsty Po Yi Wong leads 11-7, 1-love.
Well, it was the start that the Hong Kong team would have been looking for. This number 2 string match. Kirsty Po Yi Wong came out firing. The scoreboard was moving very quickly there, just a 6-minute game. And it was the play from Hong Kong that was the tidier of the two. Too many errors from Natalie Says, and not quite seeing the ball as early as she might do. So she's got a bit of work to do to get back into this match.
Fifteen seconds. Time.
Hong Kong, China leads 1-love. Love all.
So Kirsty Po Yi Wong, 1-love up. It was a good start for her, and
Yes, lad.
Natalie Says just needs to
Love all.
try and get a little bit more accuracy in this game. She's going to give herself a chance here.
Yeah, well, she's capable. We've seen the that's better moving into the front there. That's good from Natalie Says. I like the way she
Stroke to
dealt
New
with
Zealand. Hand out.
that into
Yeah.
the front
1
corner.
love.
Yeah, you picked it in the first game, Paul, and that was better choices from the front right.
Down. 2-love.
Yeah, I think Natalie Says she's a very capable player. She can, you know, when she gets a bit of momentum, she can really start to cause a lot of pressure. Well, what about that for a finish?
Hand out. 1,
Plucks
2.
it out of thin air quite nonchalantly. Lovely. Sprung across. Hong
Yes,
Kong,
lad.
for the last few
Yes,
years
lad.
now,
1,
have
2.
really emerged as a strong nation. We've got the likes of Annie Au, Joey Chan, top players on the PSA
Down.
World Tour, and a lot of youngsters now following in their
2
footsteps.
all.
Great
That's super
drive.
shot. That was a cracker.
3-2.
Quite strong on this backhand side. They're hitting their targets at the moment. Until then,
Stroke to Hong Kong.
Commentator's
Stroke
curse.
to, correct. Stop.
Sorry.
Stroke to New Zealand. Hand out. 3 all. Down. Hand out.
You can see the
4,
frustration
3.
there from Says. Created a good opportunity for herself. Just trying to force it a bit there, really. Again, that is an unforced error
5-3.
from the Kiwi.
Yeah, she's got to try and keep the ball in play. It's better. There's
And
backhand
out,
drop.
4-5.
Brings her back within 1 point. Floorboard first. It's always a good
Stroke to Hong Kong,
target
China.
area to
Stroke to
hit your
Hong Kong,
drops
China.
into the side
And
wall.
out, 6-4.
But again, just spraying it out into the middle. It's a bit fragmented, a bit bitty at the
It is.
moment from the Kiwi. She needs to
Up,
become more consistent.
7-4.
Yeah, that's right. For every good rally she's putting together, she's giving at least one back. And that's obviously, you don't need to be a genius to work out that that's not going to help you win matches.
8-4.
Well, a bit fortunate, but she'll take it.
And out, 5-8.
So these next few rallies are crucial really for the Kiwi. She's going to find a way into this match. There's been glimpses.
There has.
Down. 6-8.
She's playing with her grip quite a lot, Natalie. It's quite humid, of course, in Malaysia. It's sweaty out there.
Yeah, my glasses steamed up when we got out the cab earlier on, Jenny. I don't know if you noticed.
I didn't, but I can imagine. It's a good shot. It's pressure. This is a good
7-8.
finish. The second game from the Kiwi.
Yeah, if she can string a few of those together, I think she could cause some problems for Kirsty Po Yi Wong.
She's
8
won the
all.
last 4 rallies, 8-4 to 8-all now.
Yeah, it's a good patch of play from the Kiwi. Can she keep it going?
Up,
Just the boast not quite good
and out.
enough.
9-8.
Left herself a little bit open for the Hong Kong player to take advantage.
Up,
Oh, beautiful.
and out, 9 all.
It's a brilliant attack off the serve.
Punish the loose serve. That was a great shot by Says.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good lift though. Oh. Again, look at that for a
Shots.
strike down that backhand side wall. Well,
10-9
Natalie Says
game
has
ball.
put together a real run of points here. Somehow has got a game ball.
She has. She's really stepped it up. She looks a lot more confident.
That's brilliant,
Oh,
brilliant win.
done it.
11-9 game to New Zealand.
What a turnaround.
1 game all.
8-4 down to take that second game. Great game for the Kiwi team. Now sitting at 1-all with Natalie Says winning that in 7 minutes, 11-9.
Well, things looked to be slipping away from the young Kiwi Natalie Says at the start of that game. She was trailing 8-4, hitting a number of errors and giving away unnecessary strokes, but the way that she powered her way through the back end of that second game was very impressive. She started to just play with a little bit more freedom, a bit more purpose. She cut out the unforced errors and started consistently finding the targets, and we have got a game on our hands now. 1 game all.
Fifteen seconds. Time.
One game all. New Zealand to serve. Love all.
So 1-1, all to play for
Down.
in this first match.
out,
These are the
one
number
love.
2 string players, but the order of the day is 2-1-3. So they are the first up.
2 love.
All matches will be played, regardless of who wins the first 2 strings. If it's 2 love, there will still be a third match, best of 5 in the
And
group
out.
stages.
1, 2. Out. 2 all.
You can see the New Zealand bench there. A strong
Down.
unit.
And out. 3, 2. Up. And out. 3 all.
Yeah, she was onto that quickly.
And out. 4, 3.
Thumps the ball through into that back corner.
5, 3.
Nice to see a few of the Kiwi boys coming down to lend some support before they travel back later today.
Down.
Natalie also has
6, 3.
a brother, Sam. And her dad's here as well, I believe, although I've not seen him yet. Sam's a massive
And out.
squash fan. He's there with
4,
his white
6.
t-shirt on. Samuel Says, bit of a legend really in New Zealand. He did play a World Juniors himself. In fact, I took him to a World Juniors in Poland. Good team man.
Ball was good.
Liverpool fan as
5,
well, Jenny.
6.
Yeah, I knew he was a good boy.
Yeah.
Shame about the result last night, but it's just a pre-season friendly, of course.
That's good.
Well, she's quick onto it. The Hong Kong player read it though. Big rally here.
It is 6-5. She was clipped to there, I think, with a racket. There goes on. Oh,
Ah.
yes. Just changed the direction there.
And out. 7,
Says was moving
5.
across to cover the forehand.
It was a crunching kill. And Paul, there's a bit of a, speaking of the New Zealand supporters, you were telling me in between games about the coach, which was pretty interesting.
Phil Buskey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
celeb,
Good
big
guy.
celeb really,
Yeah.
in the music world.
Yeah.
Out.
He's got some tales to tell on
And
Phil.
out. 6, 7.
Cracking late. Here he is. Look,
There we go.
getting the ball back for
So
him.
what band was he in?
The Datsuns.
Yeah. They're world famous.
Yeah. Good bloke. Good player as well, actually.
Ooh,
Again, this is good work from
7 all.
Natalie Says.
she's doing really well here. Oh, not sure
And out.
quite what
8,
happened
7.
there.
Sounds like she's just too much time there
Yeah.
on the ball. Ended up being slightly close to it, slightly upright.
Oh,
No, that ball was
Oh.
gone.
let.
No
I
let.
thought it was either
gotta-
going to be a no let or a stroke, I think.
I thought it was a stroke all day
Right
long.
box.
I
Sorry,
thought the
correction,
drop
left.
was poor, and that has to be a stroke, surely.
I think maybe the referee just felt the ball had gone past her. She was maybe a fraction late reacting to it, but
Did she give a no let?
no let.
What?
Stroke 2, Hong Kong.
No let was the
Stroke to
decision.
Hong Kong, China. 10-7.
Well, this
Game
has
ball.
gone slightly wayward for the Kiwi. It's very hard done by, in
Out.
my opinion, on the decision, and then
11-7.
it's all over.
Game to Hong Kong, China.
So from
Hong
7
Kong,
all,
China leads 2 games to 1.
it is Kirsty Po-Yu Wong who takes the third game. 11-7 in 6 minutes.
Well, it is a good tussle on there between these two young ladies. Things were looking very tight. Natalie Say's doing well to keep herself in touch in the game. And then at 7 all, it looked like it could have gone either way, really. But a decision that just went against Natalie Say's. And then things just deteriorated from then on in, really. So it is the Hong Kong team with their noses in front here in this opening match.
Fifteen seconds. Time.
Hong Kong, China leads 2 games to 1. Love all. One love.
So 2-1 to Po-Yu Wong. She'll be happy to have taken that third game because it's looking pretty close at 7 all, and
Thank
then
you.
very quick end
2
to it.
love.
Yeah, it ran away from Natalie Say's, that did. She needs to stay positive though here, because there's definitely inroads into this match.
Absolutely.
It's going to come down to consistency, I feel. Consistently
3 love.
finding her targets and getting onto that ball early, covering the front corners.
Out
It's unlucky.
and out.
Got away
1-3.
with that 'cause it was straight onto a racket.
Stroke to Hong Kong, China.
Stroke to Hong Kong, China. And out.
Yeah, not too much you
4-1.
can do about that, unfortunately. The racket was quite quick to come around Natalie, but it was a loose shot.
Yes, lad.
Yes, let 4-1. Down. 5-1.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good
6-1.
finish. She's really got the momentum here. Kirsty Po-Yi Wong. Looking very composed. It's going to be another stroke. She's clipping the side wall, isn't she, on that
Stroke to Hong Kong,
backhand
China.
side.
7-1.
Yeah, just spraying it a little bit too much. Running away with it here. The writing's on the wall.
8-1. Down. 9-1.
Oh.
10-1. Match ball.
That's a great length.
So with that dying length, she now has plenty of match balls to play with to win this first match for her country.
Run
And
up.
again, another
11-1.
dying length in the
Match
back.
to Hong Kong, China.
So it's
3 games to
1-0
1.
in matches to
11-7,
Hong Kong.
9-11,
Kirsty Po-Yi Wong
11-7, 11-1.
taking that one. 3 games to 1. 27 minutes. 11-7, 9-11, 11-7, and 11-1.
Well, not too much to say really about that last game. I mean, 3 minutes was one of the quickest games we've seen this week. The Hong Kong player looking in complete control there, taking her chances, controlling the middle area of the court. Slightly dejected looking Natalie Says, but she played well in parts there, just not consistently enough to make a real match of it in the end. So it is first blood to the Hong Kong team.
So the first match done. Hong Kong now leading 1-0, and it will be the number 1 string match next. We have Chan Sin Yuk, who was the quarter-finalist in the individual event, taking on Anika Jackson. And that is followed by Lee Sum Yut against Winona Joy Joyce.
Half time. Time.
So here we are, time for the number 1 string match. Hong Kong taking the first match. They are 1-love up with Kirsty Po Yi Wong winning 3-1 against Natalie Says. So up now we have Chan Sin Yuk and Anika Jackson. Chan Sin Yuk was impressive in the individual event. She bowed out in the quarterfinals, losing to the eventual champion Hania El Hamami. 3-love, but 2 of those games were extremely close. The first game a tie-break, and she did test the eventual champion. So Anita Jackson is going to have to put on an extremely good performance to try and keep her country in this match.
Yeah, it's a tough ask really for the young Kiwi, but she's
WSF World
definitely a
Junior
capable player. She was the
Team Squash
most
Championships.
successful of the New Zealand girls in the individual event. She actually lost to Kirsty Po Yi Wong in round 3.
Ladder
Okay.
number 1.
But this is
Anika
obviously
Jackson of
a
New
tougher
Zealand to
task
serve.
for her, playing against the number 1 from Hong Kong.
I did quite enjoy watching Chan Sin Yuk. Her body language was fairly, it was interesting is the word. She was having a tough match and playing really well.
Yeah.
And I think her body language is quite deceptive. She's kind of almost a little bit floppy at times, and
She looked like she had the weight of the world on
yeah,
her
she
shoulders.
did, but she was having a blinder really at times in that match.
Hand out
It's
1
just
all.
obviously her quirky kind of demeanour on court, but a very handy player. So she's in the position now to wrap up this tie if she can win this match.
Out.
Number 3 seeds the Hong
Out,
Kong
2-1.
team. I'm sure they've got high hopes.
Down.
Who were number 1 seeds?
3-1.
Yeah, Egypt
Answers
is
on a
gonna be
postcard.
formidable force, as always, in the team's event.
Yeah,
Such strength and depth.
just about to say
Down.
that. They'd
Hand
have a
out
decent B
2-3.
team as well, I'm sure. So yeah, Egypt #1 seeds, Malaysia #2 seeds, Hong Kong #3 seeds, and England #4. And we'll see England in action later.
Yeah, there's going to be a real tasty battle. I don't think it's going to be on the glass, unfortunately. That'll be England against
Stroke to
USA.
New
That's
Zealand.
probably the highlight of the pool matches.
Stroke to
4
New
against
Zealand.
5.
3-all.
Yeah, so we'll see England against South Africa later, but England against USA is going to be the big group decider.
Yeah.
4-3.
18 teams in this World Junior Championships. So 2 groups
Down.
of 5 and 2 groups of 4.
Hand out 4-all.
Good start here by Anika Jackson. Tied in at 4-all. And a lot of these girls have played a lot of squash as well
5-4.
in the individuals, the ones who reached the latter stages. But the girls who lost earlier they did stop, didn't they, after
Yes,
3 matches to
that's right.
save.
Yeah, you're guaranteed 3
Stroke to
matches.
New Zealand.
Once you've lost after that, that's it.
Stroke to New Zealand.
Which makes sense
6-4.
because obviously they're staying to play the team's event. The boys, on the other hand, just keep playing until they reach the final position. Monrad, I think,
Monrad,
is the
yeah.
word we're looking for.
Oh,
That's a
what
beautiful
a
boast.
little boast.
Hand out 5-6. Down. Hand out 7-5.
Fantastic start from Anika Jackson.
Because sponsors will be happy with their logoing, a stenciling. It's very clear.
Right.
Hand out 6-7.
Good observation, Joe.
Serious paint
Yeah.
job, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dulux.
Oh, it's beauty.
That is, look at that flick of the
7-all.
wrist. Came out of nowhere, look at that.
Superb.
Sorry. Hand out 8-6.
So 8-6 up. Oh, it's loose. She's got away with it. There's a chance. Oh,
Yes, left.
Yes, let.
just a let. Looking a little bit scrappy, Chan Sin Yuk.
Down. Hand out 7-8.
Well, that was a poor error from Anika Jackson, but she needs to obviously stay positive. She's doing a lot of great stuff in this opening game.
She is. She can definitely take this game. Oh, it's a very tidy finish.
8-all. Down. 9-8.
Well, this is often where experience comes in. The business end of the game.
Oh, it's a great shot.
10-8 game ball.
Hard to read and to turn in time to retrieve a shot like that. Barely bouncing. It was like a skimmer across the floor. 10-8 game ball. Just turned it around very well. Sin Yuk
Down.
and takes it
11-8
with a
game to
Kiwi
Hong Kong.
error. So she'll be relieved
Hong Kong
to have
leads
come
1
back
game to love.
to take the first game and put her teammates in a more comfortable position. So Chan Sin Yuk taking that first game in 6 minutes, 11-8. She leads 1 game to love.
Well, it was a bit of a seesaw affair, really, that first game. Anika Jackson, in the middle section of the game, put together some sublime squash, some really good, proactive, attacking stuff. But as we got to the crucial points, it was Chan Sin Yuk who held her nerve the better. A couple of errors from the Kiwi led her back into it. So she needs to regroup in between games and try to find more of that clinical attacking squash.
15 seconds.
Hong Kong leads 1 game to love. Love fall.
So Chanson Yuk, 1 love up, sitting pretty, but it wasn't easy for her at all that first game. Oh, that's nice skills. A little bit
1
of hold,
love.
and then a delightful little forehand drop. Good signs though from Anita Jackson. Hopefully we can see more of the same in this game.
Down.
Oh, it's unlucky.
Well, I'd say she's a very
2
capable
love.
player. I feel like she's been around forever. I mean, I can remember when I first moved to New Zealand, she was winning junior titles. She's still only 17.
So another year, that's a nice shot. Can she finish it? This is good play.
Not up.
Very well played. Shot to hit. Few
Hand out.
winners.
1-2.
More people coming in to watch. Nice deft forehand drop.
Out. Oi.
So the ball is quite a big arena. It's a lot bigger than it looks on the screen there. It goes quite high, this arena.
Yeah, it does.
Luckily the ball didn't make it all the way up
2 all.
to the top balcony.
Yeah.
Oh. Flattens
Hand
that one
out,
off.
3-2.
Short enough that it didn't need to be too tight. She can definitely do well here, Anita Jackson. Gets stuck into it.
Hand out 3 all. Not up.
Apologies to Anika for just calling her Anita. It
And
is
out,
Anika
4-3.
Jackson. Been concentrating so hard on Chanson Yuk that
Yeah.
got the easier
5-3.
name completely wrong.
Six, 3.
Chanson Yuk starting to really get a grip of this match now.
Down. 7-3.
More errors from the Kiwi.
Not up.
Well, she needed that point.
Hand out 4-7.
See if she can make a little charge here. Oh, not with a shot like
Ooh.
that.
Tasty.
Hand out 8-4.
Look at this.
9-4. Down.
A little bit ambitious
10-4
perhaps from
game
that
ball.
far back. So with that error, gives Chanson Yuk 10-4 game ball.
Down. Hand out 5-10. Game ball. Down. 11-5. Game to Hong Kong.
So she converts it on a second
Hong Kong
game ball.
leads 2 games to love.
So 2 games to love. She'll be happy with that, no doubt. So in just 12 minutes, a pretty quick match so far. It is Chanson Yuk leading 2 love, 11-8, 11-5.
Yeah, relatively quick game, really. That second one. The higher seeded Hong Kong player, really taking a grip of the match. It's been a story of consistency and solidity, really. Anika Jackson hitting too many errors, really, in that game. Not quite solid enough to compete. So hopefully she can find a way back in the third game.
Fifteen seconds.
Hong Kong leads 2 games to love. La Fall.
Chan Sin-yuk serving
1
and
love.
looking extremely intent on dispatching the young Kiwi in 3 games with shots like that. 2-love up. She looked more up for it in that second game. The first body language was slightly suspect from the Hong Kong player, but
Hand out.
sitting pretty
1-all.
at 2-love up.
Oh.
Oh, slottage!
Hand out. 2-1.
Absolutely slotted that one. She loves this shot. Bang. Never coming back.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah. Extremely
3-1.
clinical stuff so far.
Well, all 3 points she's got on the board. Rather spectacular.
So nicely straightened from the front here. Again, it's looking quite dead in those back corners, as you see there. It's nice. Simple squash, isn't it? Hit a
5-1.
decent length and then hit a drop. But we all complicate it.
Too easy.
Down. Hand out. 2-5.
Well, it's now or never for the Kiwi. Needs to put together a solid run of play here. Keep the ball away from
Yes, let.
Chan Sin-yuk.
Yes, lad. 2-5.
Oh, it's lovely. Lovely drop.
Hand out. 6-2.
Again, it came from that quality of length. How far back Anika Jackson is in the court.
She's hit some shots in this game so far. Chan Sin-yuk got that one though.
Stroke to New Zealand.
Stroke to New Zealand. Hand out. 3-6. Down.
So most of the teams
Hand
had
out.
2 matches today. Is that right,
7-3.
Paul?
Yes.
All of them?
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if they all have 2, but yeah,
a lot
most
of
of
them,
them do.
yeah.
So obviously, there's some pools have only got 4 teams in.
Stroke to Hong Kong.
So always lots of
Stroke
tactical
to Hong
decisions when it
Kong.
comes to selection for matches and
8-3.
team events, especially as you progress through the group stages.
Yeah.
Got to think about resting some of your players.
Hand out. 4-8.
It's sometimes quite frustrating playing for a strong team like England. You could often get to the semis and the final without having a decent match because people would always put their weakest teams against you because they didn't think they could win, so they'd save their own players
Right.
for their tougher matches.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things to
Hand out.
consider, really. I always felt
9-4.
when I was with teams was to actually try to you know, we've generally weren't the top seeds in our group, so to use an opportunity of a match against Egypt to, you know, use that
Hand
to
out.
really sort of try to
5-9.
lift your levels and experience what it's like to play at that sort of intensity. Good way to
Yeah.
sharpen you up for later on.
Yeah, I agree. Lovely little angle, that boast we saw from Anika Jackson. She's putting a good couple of rallies together, but again,
Yeah,
she's
Hand out.
good
a
retrieval.
hit and nippy little player.
Match ball.
She moves quite easily around the squash court. So 5 match balls for Chan Sin Yuk to win this match for her team and take the tie.
Stroke to Hong Kong.
And it's going to be a stroke, so
Stroke
that
to
is
Hong Kong.
match to Hong Kong. They win the tie against New Zealand.
11-5. Match to Hong
So a good
Kong,
effort
3
from
games
Anika
to
Jackson,
love.
especially the first
11-8,
game, but ultimately
11-5,
it is the Hong Kong
11-5.
number 1 who wins in 18 minutes, 3 love, 11-8, 11-5, 11-5.
Well, it was a big ask really for Anika Jackson against the quarter-finalist in the individuals event, but she put up a good fight in the first game. She actually looked as if she was heading towards a 1-love lead at one point, but as the match went on, it got a bit tougher to keep the ball off the strings of Chan Sin Yuk, who put in a business-like performance there for her country and didn't really take too much out of the tank for later on in the event. So Hong Kong are now leading this match 2-love.
So Hong Kong have already won the match with those 2 victories from Kirsty Pao Yu Wong and Chan Sin Yuk, but we will of course still play the 3rd string match, and that will be between Lee Sum Yuet and Winona Joy Joyce. They'll be coming on to warm the ball up very shortly.
half time. Tie.
So Hong Kong have already won the tie. They're 2-love up, but still one more match to go. This is the number 3 string match between Lee Sum-Yuet and Winona Jo Joyce of New Zealand. So great opportunity again. At number 3 string, you don't tend to play too many glass court matches, so I'm sure these girls will be wanting to make the most of this experience.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is a dead rubber, really. But certainly an experience that both players will relish.
Got a left-hander, lefty to mix things up.
WSF
Winona Jo Joyce, I do quite like that name, it's a good one. No relation to the famous Lalani Joyce.
No, she's not. Funnily enough, Anika Jackson is related to her.
Serve. Lee Sun-Yut,
Very
Hong Kong, China
strange.
to receive. Best of 5 games. Love all.
And Winona Jo Joyce not originally in the team, but has been flown out. Is that right?
Yeah,
After the illness.
she's a late replacement for Caitlin Watts, who is actually here supporting the team, which is fantastic to see.
One love.
She's had a week. It's not going to be a week to remember for Caitlin
Yes.
to pull out of the individuals event.
Nothing worse, really.
Love.
These tournaments are so much fun when you're a teenager who's all about their squash, and to get ill is heartbreaking. But a pretty exciting phone call or email,
love.
whatever Winona received. I'm sure she was upset for Caitlin, but it's hard to not be excited for yourself.
Absolutely. Well, she was very close to making
4 love.
the group of players that were selected to come over, so six girls played the individuals event. She just missed out on that. So she was obviously the non-travelling reserve.
Down. And out 1-4.
She'll be pleased to get her first point on the board.
That's good length.
And out 5-1.
There's Caitlin.
She's not looking too happy, to say the least.
Down.
there's not. It's a horrible situation to be in. I mean, she's here supporting, which is fantastic, but you just want to be out there playing yourself.
And out 6-2.
It's always a big build-up to these events. So a confident-looking start from Lee Sum-Yuet.
Yeah, she's certainly settled down the quicker, finding her targets. And some good length.
Yes, let.
Yes, let 7-2.
Which country were your World Team Junior Championships in, Jenny? Probably played a few, didn't you?
No, just 2, because it was every 2 years. So when I was 16 and 18, I think I was maybe asked if I wanted to go to Rio when I was 14, which I didn't know about it. But
8-2.
I think my parents, or my stepdad DP, kind of was like, no, don't worry about it. She's too young. I was like,
Oh, cheers, DP.
Yeah, thanks for that. Had a bit in the handoff to go. But yeah, so 16 was Belgium and 18 was Penang, Malaysia. Which, yeah, I think I said before was unreal, playing in Nicole David, who was, even at that age, a superstar. She was already World Junior Champion in front of a couple of thousand people. Came to watch the matches. We played them in the final of the team event and won, so we weren't too popular. But we came out in these minibuses, and it was a huge arena. So We Will Rock You, with the door wide open, and us with our rackets sticking out the door to We Will Rock You.
And now 10-3 game ball.
So 10-3 game ball. Pretty swift first game.
And out 4-10 game ball.
That's good length to save a couple of game
5-10
balls.
game ball.
But unfortunately that was finding the bottom of the tin. So good start for Hong Kong. Still only 1 game dropped in their matches so far, and in just 5 minutes Lee Sum-Yuet is leading 1-love 11-5.
Well, Lee Sum-Yuet of Hong Kong wasted no time taking this match by the scruff of the neck. This 3rd string match looked to settle very nicely, playing with freedom, some cracking length. But a late comeback from Winona Jo-Joyce. She's got a few points on the board. She finished that game fairly positively, apart from the error on game ball, but there's a few glimpses of hope for it, so if she can regroup in between games, she'll be coming back on to try to find a way into this match.
15 seconds.
Hong Kong, China leads 1 game to love. Love all. Not up. And out 1-love.
So there were glimpses from the young Kiwi. towards the end of that
2 love.
first game, and she started very well here. Still finding her way into the match and looking better out there on the glass court.
And out.
Still,
1,
these Hong
2.
Kong players are all pretty composed in their play. Still going to be a tough ask for the young New Zealander.
2 all.
Nice lift, clever. So it's a good rally. But that's too good. Good finish. It was all corner
3-2.
action. But too much time at the front there and dispatched of it
Nicely put away.
very well.
Down.
Just misjudging,
4-2.
mistiming that one. Shot. You can't leave the ball there.
5-2.
You'll get punished.
Yeah, too much time there for Lisa Mewett.
Not as many smiles on the New Zealand bench as there were at kick-off.
Out.
Looking a bit down in the dumps.
6-2.
Well, this is going to be the toughest match for the Kiwis in the pool play. So like I was saying earlier on, if these players can,
7-2.
you know, my thoughts here would be to really try to keep these matches alive and compete for as long as you possibly can, keep the players on there, because any match after this is not going to be at the same sort of intensity. So it's a good way to sharpen up for the big matches that are going to be coming up later on in the week.
Absolutely.
8-2.
So it's running away from her here. Lisa Mewett looking pretty dominant in the second game.
Out. And out. 3-8. And
Another
out.
quick point on the board
9-3.
for Hong Kong.
Down. And out.
She just
4-9.
tickled the ball there. Didn't quite play the shot. It's a nice little bounce
5-9.
for Winona Joe.
Oh, how about that for a finish?
Look at the roll.
Brilliant.
Ball was good.
She has got some
6-9.
great racket skills, Winona Joe Joyce.
Look at this. Did it clip the top?
It did actually look like it was a bit down.
Pretty close.
Looked like it actually hit the tin below the red line.
It did a little bit.
And out. 10-6. Game ball.
So 4 game balls for the Hong Kong player. Oh, she's scammied it off
How's
the
she look?
wall.
11-6. Game to Hong Kong, China.
So with that
2 games
fluky
to
little
love.
shot, it's Hong Kong once again looking on top of proceedings. Another good game for Lisa Mewett. Just another 5 minutes is all it took. She leads 2 games to love, 11-5, 11-6.
Well, it was not too dissimilar to the first game. Lisa Mewett dominating the early parts of that second game, going out to a quick lead, closing in on the game before Winona Joe Joyce just put a couple of nice rallies together, packing a punch with those racket skills, but it was too little too late from the Kiwi, and she now has a bit of a mountain to climb at 2 love down.
15 seconds.
Hong Kong, China leads 2 games to love. Love all.
So here we are, potentially the last game of the tie, unless Winona Jo Joyce pulls something out the bag
1
and
love.
can get herself back into this match. Chasing everything down. She did well there, Winona Jo. She was
And
on the
out,
back end
1
of the
all.
rally but never gave up. Got her reward in the end.
And out 2-1.
It was one of those bad, so bad it's good. It wasn't so bad, that's a bit harsh,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean.
3-1.
Oh, lovely shot. Didn't hold back on that.
4-1.
Right, you can hear the sound, thumped it into the front wall. Glass courts always make such a better sound, don't they, than
Yeah.
than the plaster courts. And again,
Same.
really finding a
5-1.
range into the back.
Well, that's 3
6-1.
rallies in a row where she's just put the ball so deep into that back end, or well, forehand back corner for Winona Jo Joyce. Accuracy.
And out 2-6.
Not too many Winonas in the world, are there? I don't know anyone called Winona. I can think of Winona Ryder.
Down.
That's it.
Winona Ryder.
Any
She's called
famous
Winona,
Winona?
isn't she?
And out
I
7-2.
can't think of any
Um,
more.
I can't think of any.
Any listeners out there?
Maybe Google it. How many
Send us
how
some
many
info.
Winonas do we have in the world?
Well, that would be quite a lot, probably.
Yes,
we
Len.
just don't know them.
Yes, let.
Any famous
7-2.
Winonas?
How many Winona Joes?
Question. A bit of a sloppy error
And out
from the Hong
3-7.
Kong player. Gives Winona Jo a little lifeline.
Oh, she didn't see that until very late.
Oh,
And out 8-3.
Wilson Ewart managing to dig that ball out.
oh.
That's great.
Shot
isn't
of the match, I think. The hands
And
on
out
this.
4-8.
Yeah.
Have a look. Just comes inside the ball casually.
it? Casuale.
Casually, that was, yeah.
Oh, that.
Very.
That's superb. What a great lob.
5-8.
Showing some serious skills in the latter stages.
Down. 6-8.
Well, every game's been the same, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is potentially the closest Winona Jo Joyce has been.
Oh,
She's
it's just,
A poor error away.
And out 9-6.
yeah, just lost the timing a bit and footwork.
Cracking length again. Had loads of
10-6
time there
match
to
ball.
set up for the shot, made no mistake.
Yeah, it was too good a shot, so 4 match balls. And what a
Really
shot.
nicely.
11-6.
Job done.
Match to Hong Kong, China. 3
Good
games to
solid
love.
performance from Lisa
11-5,
Muet.
11-6,
She
11-6.
seals the tie for her team, winning that match in 18 minutes, 11-5, 11-6, 11-6.
Well, it really was almost 3 identical games there. Every game lasting 5 minutes. 11-5 and 11-6, 11-6. But each one, it was the player from Hong Kong, Lee Sum-Yuet, came out firing, really took control of the game and the scoreboard, opening up a big lead before Winona Jo-Joyce. Showed us some glimpses of brilliance. Very, very skillful player, but it was too little too late in each of the games, and the Hong Kong player was too consistent in the end, finding some superb length and sealing the deal for the team.
So confirmation of our first team match on the glass court. Hong Kong beating New Zealand 3-0. Kirsty Po-Yui Wong beating Natalie Says 3-1. Chan Sin-yuk beating Anika Jackson 3-love. And Lee Sum-Yuet beating Winona Jo-Joyce 3-love. So we have one more match for you to enjoy later on this evening, starting at 6 p.m. local time. We will see the England team take on South Africa. So join us again. We'll see you then. Goodbye.